Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode with me, Shashank Udupa, and today is actually a very fun, exciting episode. Why? Because I'm actually doing a stock review, but it's a combo stock review. Now, what is a combo stock review? We're going to look at a stock that is dominating itself in the India space, and also its parent company, or actually not a parent company, but its partner company is dominating in the US market. So, we're going to look at both, and we're going to do a proper, in-depth, fundamental analysis of this particular stock. And disclosure, full disclosure, I have invested in this stock and I feel it's going to do really well in the next few years, right? So without wasting any more time, I'm going to go directly into the stock research, and I want to know from you guys, keep guessing what the stock is. I want you guys to keep guessing what the stock name is. Okay, let's get into it now. I like to keep a little bit of fun in this entire thing, so I want to do guess the stock, right? Because see, I'm not a normal person. I come and try to teach as much as possible. So I want you guys to guess the stock. The stock is currently trading at 46,000, almost 47,000 crore market cap as of today. Current price is around 1,000 rupees, which has recently done a breakout as well. Stock PE is 66.6, book value is 94.2, ROE and ROC is around 17.5 to 18% in that range. And if you look at how the chart has been going right here, look at this, right? It's been going constantly in an upward projection, right? Constantly it's going in an upward movement, and this is something that we're going to hold for a long period of time. The face value is still 10, and they've recently announced a bonus as well. Okay, so this is all of this is happening in this stock. You might have heard of it. If you have not, this is a very good time to look at this, right? Keep guessing what the stock is. Now this is how it looks. This is how the stock price is looking. It did an upward momentum, it did an upward journey, and then it did a small consolidation, but it was more of an ascending triangle kind of a pattern, and it recently broke out. It has recently retested. Now the next bit of rally, or the next few years, is going to be amazing for this stock, right? So I'm very bullish on this. If you guys haven't guessed the stock yet, come on, you should have guessed it by now. It's a combo of India plus US. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, I'm just going to reveal it to you guys. The name of the stock is called Varun Beverages, and the combo is with PepsiCo, right? Pepsi is obviously the company that it's partnered with, and Varun Beverage is like the contract manufacturer for PepsiCo in India right now. Now, if you look at Varun Beverage right now, just from a look perspective, right? If you just look at Varun Beverage and PepsiCo, they're like a very, very, very strong duo, right? Now, if you look at all the contract manufacturers in the world, if you look at any kind of TV, you have Dixon playing in that arena. If you look at COVID medicine, there's Gulfic doing contract manufacturing. But for Pepsi, there's only Varun Beverage. Even in their logo, they have the PepsiCo kind of an icon there. Now, let's do a proper in-depth analysis, because this is going to blow your mind, right? Now, Varun Beverages is first of all one of the largest franchisees in the world outside USA of carbonated soft drink, or CSD market, and non-carbonated beverages as well, which is called the NCB market. And it is sold under the trademark of PepsiCo. Now, obviously, Pepsi holds the trademark, but these guys are the largest franchisees of that, right? Now, lot of different brands under PepsiCo. We'll go through it one by one. Okay, one by one we'll go through it. Now, the company has also been granted the franchisee for Olay brand of PepsiCo products in Sri Lanka as well. So now they're not only in India, they're into multiple other brands as well. So I'm going to show you all of this, including Aquafina. Yeah, I don't know whether you knew this, right? This is mind-blowing when I was doing the research. Now, basically, it has business model kya hai, right? It has a partnership with PepsiCo for over 29 years, and now they've renewed their contract for another few years, right? So they've created basically a win-win formula for both companies. Now, PepsiCo basically gives Varun Beverages its trademark formulation through the concentrate, right? So even how to create this is being given to Varun Beverage. Unlike Coca-Cola, which is its own bottler, PepsiCo has made Varun Beverage given its bottling operation to Varun Beverage. So they're making a lot of money from that as well. Now let's look at how the company timeline forms. Now, bottling and trademark license agreement with PepsiCo Group happened in 1991 with this company, and then in 1995 they incorporated and commenced the operation. 2011 they got an investment from Standard Chartered Private Equity. 2015 they got investment by Aeon Capital, and 2016 they went on the NSE and BSE to list. So abhi hali mein, matlab 6 years ago this company was listed, and in 2018 acquired sales and distribution rights of Tropicana, Gatorade, Quaker Oats, milk, right? So they've acquired all of these things as well, the distribution rights. Now, if you look at the sales volume, obviously majority of the sales volume, as you look at on the right, is coming from the carbonated soft drinks, your Pepsi brands. 6.4 is non-carbonated beverages, and water, which is your Aquafina, is approximately 23.3%. Again, guys, this is a massive information that we have downloaded from our team. So if you like this, please click on the like and subscribe, and I'll keep doing this, right? Now, let's look at the business growth perspective, right? They are currently in India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, which is the Southeast Asian market, and they're also in Africa, which is Morocco, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. But there, they're only getting 19% of revenues, even though it's good, and here they're getting 81% of the revenues that are coming to Varun Beverage. And we will go through the revenues of Varun Beverage as well. We will go through the revenue of PepsiCo as well. I'm going to do a massive in-depth analysis of this, and I'm excited for this, right? Now, look at the brands that they have. All major beverage brands under PepsiCo are manufactured and distributed by Varun Beverage. Now, if you look at an energy drink, we have Sting. You saw that Akshay Kumar lifting that girl and running around where there's a King Kong kind of an ape. Sports drink is Gatorade. Iced tea is Lipton. Drinking water is Aquafina. And if you look at juice-based drinks, right, we have Nimbus, we have Slice, we have Tropicana, and Tropicana has multiple different things, right? And if you go to the carbonated soft drink space, Pepsi is obviously one of the biggest. So Pepsi, Pepsi Black, and Pepsi Diet, which is what people are now moving towards. We have Mountain Dew, 7-Up, and Nimbus, and then we have Mirinda and Everest, right? So all of these things are all under the Pepsi brand itself. Now, almost 80% of Pepsi's beverages are manufactured and distributed by Varun Beverages. Cool. Now, what do they do? How does this work, right? So basically, there are different kind of bottling. So Varun Beverage started off as a bottling company, which is very good, and they sold it in PET bottles. There are cans, and now there are glass bottles as well. Now, glass bottles are slowly reducing, but more the PET bottles are coming into the picture, and also the Tetra packs are also getting good traction. Now, 1 lakh Tetra packs of Tropicana juices are not sold by VBL, right, which is also very popular. Now, let's look at the new launches, right? Now, if you look at the mango drink segment, and we all love mangoes, who doesn't like mangoes, right? There's Slice, there's Fruity, and there's Maaza. Now, Fruity's been there for a very long period of time. You know, we have that slogan that keeps coming up into our head. Maaza is now working a lot with different big brands as well. I mean, I think they're working with Katrina Kaif, and now Slice is being worked with Alia Bhatt and this one, right? Now, Slice is a part of Tropicana. Slice is a part of PepsiCo, right? So Pepsi is now planning to rethink the formulation of Slice, and they want to launch it as the thickest mango drink in the world, right? Or in India. That is what they're doing. Slice is currently in the 3rd spot in the mango drink segment. Maaza is 2nd, and Fruity, obviously fresh and juicy, is number 1 at the moment currently. Now, if you look at the entire India products that they have currently, entire beverage share of the portfolio, 10 out of 16 is handled by VBL, and out of that, it has 0 presence in the food segment. So food segment, 0. Okay, not yet. So I'm just looking at what might happen tomorrow. Now, what is the win-win situation between both these companies that I keep talking about? They both win with each other. Now, it is very clear. Pepsi does something called demand creation, and VBL, which is Varun Beverages, does demand delivery. Okay? So PepsiCo comes with the trademarks. It does formulations through concentrate. It does a lot of these branding, a lot of these ads, creates that beautiful vibe, does a lot of R&D, and it creates that demand for PepsiCo, right? And then what happens? They tell Varun Beverages, soon, abhi maine demand create kiya, abhi tu supply creation, you handle it, right? So now whatever the demand that is created by PepsiCo, Varun Beverage starts handling it. So they have production facilities, they have sales and distribution, logistics, the entire distribution is by them, consumer push, market share gains, they focus on all of this, right? So this is like a win-win situation between Varun Beverages and PepsiCo. So that is how they market themselves. Now, if you look at the market share, let's look at how the market share looks like from the entire carbonated segment, right? Now, the entire industry is just dominated by 2 players, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. We know that, right? Now, the market share of Coca-Cola in India is slightly higher than Pepsi. Did you know that? Coca-Cola is higher than Pepsi. And I'm not just talking about the normal Coca-Cola and Pepsi, the black ones that you have. I'm talking about the entire mix-up, other brands. And I'll show you what Coca-Cola owns and what Pepsi owns, right? So I'm going to show you both as well. Now, coming to the competition analysis in India, okay? If you just look at the competition analysis right now, look at the carbonated drinks, bottled water, and juice. These are the 3 segments that are there in the consumer space. And there are a lot of brands. So the brands of Coca-Cola is Sprite, Thums Up, Limca, Coca-Cola, and Fanta. And Pepsi is Pepsi, Mountain Dew, 7-Up, Everest, and Mirinda. If you come to water, right? If you come to the bottled water, Bisleri is by Parle Bisleri. So that is a different thing. That is number 1 in India right now. If you look at Kinley is from Coca-Cola, and Aquafina is Pepsi, right? I don't know why they have to get into water, but why not? If you look at juices, then again, Coca-Cola has Maaza and Minute Maid Pulpy Orange. Your Tropicana Slice is owned by Pepsi, and Real Fruit Juice is owned by Dabur, and Parle Agro owns Fruity, which is currently in the number 1 space right now, right? Now, just showing you a comparison between Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Why? Because we do massive analysis and research. This is how fundamental analysis works, right? Fukat stock dekh ke upar ja raha hai to kharidne ka nahi, right? Understand what is happening in the background. Now, if you look at the flagship products, Coke and Pepsi, Coke is leading, number 1, and even though Pepsi is playing at a lower price point, people are still buying Coke, because when you buy something, it is more from a brand recall and not from the price recall, right? Now, if you look at Mountain Dew and Thumbs Up, again, Thumbs Up is slightly higher and Coke is slightly lower. I mean, Pepsi is slightly lower right now. So, Thumbs Up is more preferred than Mountain Dew. Now, if you look at Mirinda and Fanta, both Mirinda and Fanta have an equal market share, right? Mirinda is cheaper than Fanta because Pepsi is playing the lower price game, but it is almost at the same kind of thing right now. Then we have the lime based ones, right, which is 7 Up and Limca Sprite. Now, Sprite is obviously the most popular carbonated drink in India, even I have it, and is way ahead of 7 Up, which is ranked 6. Limca is ranked 5 right now, right? So 7 Up again is slightly cheaper than both Sprite and Limca. I usually have Sprite, but if there's no Sprite, then I go to 7 Up. No other option, because I don't care. They basically taste the same, right? Coming to fruit juices, again, Tropicana, this and Minute Maid Maaza. Maaza is obviously the most popular. Again, Coca-Cola is winning there. Aquafina, Kinley are again similarly priced. However, the market share of Kinley is better than Aquafina again, but nothing is close to Bisleri. Bisleri is still up now number 1, right? Then Gatorade, Powerade. Now, Gatorade dominates the drink segment where Pepsi is winning right now, whereas Powerade did not dominate. Now, if you look at this entire thing, right, if you look at the entire distribution, it seems like Coca-Cola obviously has a bigger market share than Pepsi. That means it gives Pepsi the chance to start coming and eating into Coca-Cola's market share. So the minute Coca-Cola screws up somewhere, Pepsi is going to come in deep dive and just start taking everything away, right? So we need to look at all of these as well. Now, if you look at what is going to happen in the future 2025 products, right? If you look at 2025, Pepsi is now focusing on the health department or the health space, right? What they're saying is they want sugar-free stuff right now, and we saw this coming up. They want to reduce sugar, and all of us are becoming health freaks, right? Including me and you. Abhi, even if I want to drink something, I just go and have Coke Zero or Pepsi Black, right? Or Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke. I never have the normal one. I don't know why. I don't know whether there's a difference, but it's a psychological thing that I keep doing that, right? So Pepsi Black and Diet Pepsi have seen a higher growth rate compared to the regular drinks. Why? Because now people are moving into the fitness segment. Now let's go deep dive into the financials. Now, before I go into the financials and technicals, please give a shout to Debjani, who's made an amazing presentation so that I can come and teach you guys about this entire company. So appreciation should be given to all this, right? Now, coming next to the technical analysis. So coming towards the technical analysis, right? Look at this. The stock had been on a massive upward movement over here from this period from 2021 here almost till to the end of 2021, massive rally. Then it took a small consolidation break, but it was again in an ascending triangle, and here finally with heavy volumes it did a massive breakout, right? Look at this, with heavy volumes it did a massive breakout, came back, retested this, and now it is in an upward trajectory. Now also, if you think about this, if you look at it from a long-term perspective, this is also now currently trading at its all-time high, right? That means the new highs are going to be created, and recently they've also announced a bonus, right? So Varun Beverages has also announced a bonus recently in their thing right now, which says that on April 28th they're going to have a meeting to consider the proposal for declaration of bonus of equity shares, right? So I don't know what the equity share split will be, but it's nice, and it's also giving a massive rise in the segment as well. Now coming to the financials of the company, let's look at it more in detail. Now the price, as I showed you, the max price, it has been a consistent compounder over a long period of time. If you look at the P ratio, it's pretty much okay right now, because it's also trading at a premium right now because it's good, and also the next few years it is going to dominate over a long period of time, right? Now if you look at quarterly results, now quarterly results of Varun Beverage is very seasonal, but on an annual basis it's doing well. Why is it seasonal? Because the ability for us to go and start taking drinks, or the carbonated drink segment, is different in different seasons. For example, I want to understand this from your perspective, right? If you want to go buy a Pepsi or Coke or Maaza, either you'll do it in the hot seasons where you want to go just grab a drink and just refresh down, or comes seasons like Diwali where you open it and use it for mixers, right? तो मतलब session के लिए पूरा session रात भर बैठने वाला है, तो तुम लोग वो use करने वाले हो, right? For all the guys who are doing whiskey and water, that is different, but for all the other guys like me who drink other stuff, I usually put either 7-Up, Sprite, or I put Coke, one of these two things, right? Thumbs Up नहीं, थोड़ा gassy हो जाता है वो. But if you look at the seasonal thing, they have slightly seasonal. December is always their bad month, right? So if you look at December quarter, it is always considered a little bad for them, right? Because in the cold winter season, nobody wants to have a lot of carbonated drinks. It just doesn't work. But immediately after that, if you look at the March to June to September quarters, they do really well. Again, December quarter comes down bad. Okay, this is very seasonal, but leave seasonal. If you look at it from a profit and loss perspective, from a yearly basis, it is constantly doing well, right? Yearly basis, year on year, it is going up. Margins are are approximately 20%, which is the operating margin, right? If you look at the profit before tax is also quite interesting, which is now only going up. And if you look at the profit after tax, they're also giving you nice EPS growth as well. That means it is doing really well. The only negative about this company, let's look at both, right? The only negative about this company is two things. When the COVID lockdown happened, it was a massive threat, right? Because we're not doing consumption patterns of consumers are also changing. We're going more into the health department, right? We want something which is good and healthy and less sugar, no preservatives, no additives, etc. Another negative point from the fundamental financial standpoint is the debt. So they have a lot of debt. They have been increasing their debt from a long period of time. If you look at this, so whenever there's a lot of debt, the interest component also keeps going up, right? Now, if this interest component, this 207, if it starts reducing, that will be much better for us, because then the profit margins will start going up. But if you look at the way they're making revenues right now, they're also catering to the new demand that is coming up in the space. This looks very nice. Only borrowings ka thoda tension hai, because currently they're trading at almost 1:1 from a debt to equity ratio. 1:1 is okay, but I would prefer it to be slightly lower, right? But let's see what will happen. Cool. Now, coming back to the financials, apart from that, the cash flow. See, now if you look at cash flow as well, right? Operating activity is constantly increasing. That means a lot of money is coming into the company's bank account. Now, look at what they're investing in. Investing activity, fixed assets purchase, means they're improving their production quality, right? They're improving they're putting more capex, they're building more manufacturing plants, production units. So that is going up constantly, and that is great, right? That is number one. Now, coming to ratios, all this is fine. Shareholding pattern, the shareholders have a lot. They're slowly diluting. If you look at the founders, they're slowly diluting, but it's fine. They're diluting like 1% a year, which is okay. I mean, they still have 64% of stake, which is not bad at all. And FIIs are increasing stake, so that is a good sign from them as well. Now, all this you understood. Now, coming to this. Varun Beverages hits a record high on strong demand for soft drinks, right? Because now the demand in the summer season, especially early onset of summer and rise of movement, bahut garmi hai, boss. When I go out, it is super hot, right? And I want to drink something, right? I always want something to keep myself hydrated because it's super hot. But now Varun Beverages is now doing well again for the next 2-3 quarters. Till December acha karega, right? Then December maybe it will consolidate a little more, and then again it'll start doing well. So that is something that you should keep an eye out. Cool. Now that was Varun Beverage. Now obviously the ice cream segment also they're there, but do more research on this. This is an in-depth analysis of them. But wait, let's not forget the parent company. Now for parent company, what was the parent company? The parent company was PepsiCo, right? So currently I'm on Vested. This is where I invest. All my US portfolio investing is all done here, and I've done multiple videos on that. You should definitely go check it out. Now, if you look at PepsiCo, is this a consistent compounder and is it giving massive returns? Let's look at this. From the last 1 year, it has given approximately 24% return, right? This is how the chart looks in the last 1 year. From a max chart perspective, from an overall gains perspective, it has consistently been a consistent compounder. So PepsiCo over a long period of time has been giving good returns to everyone. Now, let's understand a little bit more about PepsiCo, right? It's currently trading at $240 billion market cap, right? If you look at the returns right now from a sector perspective, and let me try to add Coca-Cola here because that would be also a nice addition to this. So if you look at the 10-year return, Pepsi is given 250% return, Coca-Cola is only given 140. If you look at the last 1 year return, 24 and 26 pretty much the same, 49 and 51 pretty much the same, 5-year return 76 and 79 pretty much the same. So I am taking a bet on PepsiCo, but see, there's only two players in the space, Pepsi and Coke. If you want to be safe, buy both because ये market तो ऊपर जाना ही है, right? So eventually both of them will go, one or two ऊपर नीचे आगे पीछे market share will be there, but you can slightly diversify and just take a risk on one. But if you say, Shashank, I don't want risk, I want to just take both and just take both the players, you can just click on buy and buy both, right? Now coming to the fundamental data analysis, okay? Look at this, 2017, 63 billion revenues, now 79 billion revenues. So revenue trend is still there, still growing quite significantly, even for a company that has reached such a big market share right now, right? 53% gross margins maintained across time. If you look at income after taxes from 4 billion to 7.68, it has been growing consistently, except 1 year. I think this was an exceptional item that came across. If you look at EPS has also gone up from 5 to 6. So over a long period of time in the last 5 years, this has been growing consistently. Let's look at their balance sheet, right? Because their balance sheet also is very important to look at the liabilities. They also have quite a bit of liabilities. $76 billion in liabilities is something that they have, right? So again, Whenever you see something like this, it is slightly scary, but they have been there for a long period of time, and they're very easy for them to clear out their debt if required. But also this is a massive competitive space, so R&D innovation needs to constantly keep happening, right? So that is something that is very important, right? So if you look at key ratios, again, let me just show you the key ratios. Debt to equity ratio, as I said, 0.83, similar to what is there in Varun Beverage as well, which is almost 1:1, correct? So valuation and all that, I'm not going to go too deep into it, because again, it's very similar to what PepsiCo and Coca-Cola are anyway dominating the space. So this is basically where you would go and just click on buy right now. Okay, one sec. So this is where you would take a investment in this right now. If you look at it from a overview perspective from the last 1 year, also great gains. Even if I look at last 1 month chart pattern, right, it is now making an upward trajectory again, or an upward movement again. So this would be a good time to take. But again, this is a long-term game. This is not a short-term game, right? So if you actually have to stay invested in this, you have to be invested for a very long period of time. Got it? Coming back. Whew. Okay, so guys, this was the entire in-depth fundamental analysis of Varun Beverage and PepsiCo, right, where you can take advantage of a combo stock, which is Indian stock. If you can, if you want to invest there, you can invest there, and if you want to invest in the US stock, you can do that in the vested portfolio as well, right? So it is a multi-bagger, is what I assume. Again, stock market investing is very risky. I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. You need to do your own research before investing. I can come and teach you as much as possible with respect to investing, but in the end, boss, I want you to become self-sustained, and you do more research, and you come and tell me some damn good stocks, right? As I said, I'm just a teacher. I come here and teach as much as I can. I don't like being called an influencer or whatever, because that's very stupid. I like teaching, and that's why I try to go deep dive into concepts. Again, if you like this video and you think there was some massive effort and some massive gains that you got, please click on that like button and that share button. You can share it with your friends on WhatsApp so that they can understand how Varun Beverage operates. And also that red shiny button that is there, subscribe, you can click on that. By the way, another slight announcement, I have also created a YouTube Shorts channel, because I don't want to put both here. You will also get confused. I'm getting confused as well. So I've created another YouTube Shorts channel. I'm putting that in the description below. So go check that out as well. This is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care, bye, and I hope you guys got some kind of information from this entire video. Thank you, bye.